Hello, I'm the Warship and I'm a Streamaholic.
Good evening, or good morning, depending where you are. My name is Rephl3x, and I too am a Streamaholic.
And welcome back to Streamaholics. Man, how he's got away with having his face on the cover still after all this time, I will never know. But welcome in, everyone. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us for yet another Streamaholics. It's been a while. We had the break, obviously, over Christmas, but we're back here. And today I'm here with Rephl3x. How you doing there, mate? Welcome in.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing well. I was meant to be here last week, but a few things got in the way, but we're here now, kicking off this week, which is, it's good to be here. Good to be here,
Yeah.
albeit, what time is it now, my time? Just gone midnight, so, yeah, it's late for me. Good time for you guys, but the grind is living.
Slightly different. Yeah, slightly different coming in at just on 7 o'clock here. It's been a while since we've been around and done the whole thing as far as Streamaholics go. Now, I know you've got a fairly large presence around Goa in general, but the thing about the Streamaholics crew is that we don't necessarily have, everyone who comes to Goa to watch the streams, they don't necessarily come to Streamaholics to watch it. So it's a little bit of a different environment. Some people might not be on our side, some people might not be on your side. So why don't you give us a quick rundown sort of who you are, what you do, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely, thank you for that. As we alluded to earlier, my name is Rephl3x. I am a team member here at Game On Australia. I live over the ditch, however you want to say it. I live in Kiwiland, Wellington to be exact. I've been a member of Goa for coming up on, maybe 3 years now, almost 4. Started off as a Friday night, Sunday night streamer as they were kicking off the channel in that front. I think there was maybe, almost 4, that's it. I think there was maybe just on 1,000, just around 1,000 followers on the Twitch channel. So to see it now at, almost 3.7, 3.8K and being a part of it is 3.4. So there you go. Being a part of it's been awesome. I used to work here as the tournament manager. I basically saw a hole in the environment that was Goa for a group of people who play games, and game being the first word in the name. We didn't play a lot together, so I decided to pitch them the game part of Game On Australia and run a whole bunch of tournaments for them. And it just kind of went from there. I'm still here. I'm a staff member of Goa. Recently moved over, actually, which we'll get into a little bit more. But I used to be a Twitch streamer, had been for about 4 years, 2 years full time. But I've moved to Team Blue. Now we'll touch a bit about on that one in a second. But that's basically me in a nutshell. Socials are just my name. Just Google Rephl3x down below as you see it, and you can find me pretty much anywhere. I'm very doxable.
Hey, aren't we all really? I've already been done at least once, so that's lovely. Yep. I've only been doing it for about 1.5 years, and I've already copped the old dox hammer. So, I guess we are all susceptible to it. One of the things that I want to cover today, we've got a few different topics to cover anyway. So the big one for me is this new thing that is sweeping the streaming world, and that is hover. So we've been talking about it within my streams for a while and on my socials, and there's been a really big discussion about hover, whether it is a pay-to-win gimmick or whether, as far as follow for follow goes, whether you're establishing yourself with this gravity system and putting yourself in a position where you are essentially getting the thing they were trying to ban a while ago with the whole sub for sub, follow for follow thing, and whether or not that is the case here, that is kind of the question that we're going to be posing. And on top of that as well, whether it is beneficial and for people who have had positive experiences, like myself, who is currently in the top 500. I did have to do that, a little bit of a flexi boy, even though compared to some, it's nothing. But at the end of the day, we want to kind of have a bit of a discussion and see whether it is actually beneficial or not, because the more you see hover posts, the more you start to see TikTok as a little icon in there as well, and people are just cross posting. So whether it's just another way to cross post, kind of dig into that as well. So We've got that, and then on
Absolutely.
top of that as well, I want to talk about Facebook stuff too. So I want to talk about your transition over from Twitch to Facebook, how you found it, so far there, and how easy it was to migrate your community from one stream to the other. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
I guess we'll probably start with. I'll ask you the question first. I'll ask, what are your thoughts? How do you feel when it comes to Hover? I know you've got TikTok as an alternative, and it has been for a long time, but it doesn't really focus on gaming. It's really hard to grow for gaming there. And Hover, for those who don't know, is essentially TikTok just for games. So yeah. What are your thoughts?
So in short, I was just browsing Twitter one day. And a fellow Kiwi streamer actually name dropped Hover, and I was like, "What the hell is this Hover thing? What another one? Like, what is Hover?" I did some digging on it, and sure enough, yeah, it's effectively that. It's TikTok for gamers. Now, people who know me, you don't even have to know me very well, knows that I cannot stand TikTok. I don't like what it's done to pretty much social media in this day and age. Like, I don't know too many people that can say, "Yep, I'm TikTok famous. Oh, cool. Here, have a job as a dancing, whatever you want to call it." I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. However, Hover is that, but for gamers, and I don't hate it because I'm a gamer. If I was a dancer, it would make sense. I'm not, therefore I hate it. I'm scared. I hate what I'm scared of. No, it's not that bad. So Hover to me, I think, has helped me with quite a few things. Now, it's a bit unfortunate, the timing as to when I found Hover, as to when the opportunity for me to jump ship, no pun intended, jump ship came across. And I didn't get too much growth out of it, but I did see some. Absolutely. I did see a number of people coming to my stream within the last couple of weeks when I really started to pick up Hover. I did definitely see a few people say, "Hey, I'm here from Hover," or you get notifications saying so-and-so has visited your stream, or someone's dropped a follow, or GG liked something. So you do see activity like that of people visiting your stream, not necessarily when you're just online. Even better when you're online, because you actually get to interact with them and convince them to stay. Versus them going, "Oh yeah, that's, I've checked out a stream, I dropped a follow, I guess I'll drop back later," and then never see them again. It does happen, but hey, it's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's social media. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I just think they need to bring in a little bit more of support for other platforms with the way. And again, I'll touch on this one in a bit, but the way the streaming world's going is Facebook and YouTube are becoming bigger on paper, and the numbers do not lie. And let's be honest, Amazon are a bit kind of in the poo-poo books at the moment with a few people. So yeah, I think for them to start supporting more people, more platforms, and opening it up, then yeah, absolutely, they've got something that people on TikTok who, as you said, do cross-post. And I think if you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen a post I made about that a couple of weeks ago saying, if I'm on Hover and I see you've cross-posted, I'm just going to swipe past. You've put no effort into it. So sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hover overall, fantastic idea. I don't know if you used it recently before when the last big performance update came out. The performance on mobile, like night and day difference between the two updates. They really, really are caring about this product and making it work.
Yeah,
so.
It was garbage before. Like honestly, and when I first started as well, like when I first got into Hover in general, it was really, really early on, and it was just trash. Like, and no offense to it at all, because it was a growing app and everything like that, but it was rubbish. Like you couldn't do anything. Every time I tried to post a video, it would say, "Hey, your Twitch isn't connected. You have to redo it." And yeah, that was just constantly what was happening for me. But I have found that now I did go from a position where I would cross-post because I didn't have the knowledge on how to make the video as good as I could make it on a TikTok and then bring it across. So I did do that for a while there, but I've recently discovered, what's it called, CapCut. and I've been using that because that's really, really good. It's just a phone app, and it allows you to add your big, like your captions, and you change your scenes. It works just fine for it. So I'm doing that now. And there's a big difference, like a huge difference between the two. Because you definitely see it too, because you go onto there and you see the little TikTok icon and they're doing these ones and you're like, what the fuck is that? I don't understand that whatsoever. Why are you doing that? But yeah, if you are, because I'm not like exclusively, this is kind of where you and I differ in a few ways, because I'm not a game streamer first. I'm a game streamer as part of my kit, but it isn't the main part of my kit. I do rely on a lot of just chatting stuff, like stupid things that happen to me, like memes, all of that kind of stuff. I'm used to that side of things as well. So it both is good and bad when it comes to hover, because I feel like sometimes with the quality of my camera and my setup and everything, that if I was like, I'm gonna just play Valorant with my setup how it is and be interactive as I am normally, it would probably explode, because it is more for gamers than for people who are just chatting. That being said, though, it really, you've got people like BB Jess, who literally just dances around like for most of the stream, and is an amazing content creator, absolutely, who is just murdering it on there.
My next ex-wife, might I add.
It's all just like fun stuff that isn't games, But that being said, you see a lot of people who are super crazy when it comes to the game stuff as well. So I think it allows for both. The only issue I think that we have is the moral standpoint issue, because it's true. It's absolutely true. I can go on. I think I've got about nearly 2,000 followers on there, and I think I follow around about 9,000 people. But that is because when I go in there, I see a video and I like it, and I'm like, I like the person as well. And I'll scroll through and do that sometimes. Even when I'm like bored, I'll just be doing that just so I can meet new creators, because what they'll do is they'll visit the Twitch or they'll visit my things, and then I'll get views on my mobile game. It becomes addicting in the sense that you're like, shit, I need the dopamine rush. Give me the likes, or give me the GG likes, the better ones, or better yet, has visited my Twitch. And then I know that I've got a follow from that as well. So yeah, but it is. There are sort of two angles to look at it with it. Like on one side, it's like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm getting new followers every day. I'm not even streaming right now. And the other side is oh, wait a second, I'm getting new followers every day and I'm not streaming, so how do they even know they like what I'm doing? And they just become a number. They pad you out, and that doesn't really help you grow.
So I mean, that's where, as you said, we are like different types of streamers. You aim more at just chatting. I aim more at actual gameplay. I mean, I don't go outside a lot because I don't really have a reason to. So not a lot of meme shit happens to me. I mean, I do knob shit up every day, but, if I told people what I knobbed up, they'd be like, yeah, but that's all server related. How's that funny? It's like, if you were into it, you'd get it. Trust me. No, it doesn't work like that. Especially no one wants to see that shit on Twitch, Hover, TikTok, whatever. But yeah, as you said, like, for some people who put the time and effort into their TikToks and then just drag them across, download them, re-upload them, and then, okay, all good to go. What I was meaning by that was like, yeah, there are definitely people that put all the time and effort in on one place and go, oh, but I've done, the hours worth of work for this 30-second clip over here. It's like, but, you can also restructure the content for what you're aiming at. You may be leaps and bounds ahead over there where people are there for your gaming, but in somewhere else, they could be more interested in seeing what you do. Maybe the case, may not be. I really don't know, because I haven't been on Hover long enough. And the only reason I'm not using Hover right now is because they don't have Facebook direct clip integration. I have to manually download my clips, put them together, go to the Hover website, upload them on there, then I can go to my app and post them, which honestly,
a lot of effort.
No, I'm not that worried for some person to go, GG, bro. Like,
I mean, like, I've recently dipped my toes into Instagram as well for the Reels. And as an example of how content doesn't always translate well, I put a reel up for a block party that I was involved in. It was part of like one of the people who support what we do, and they asked me to do a video for it. I did like this old like NWO style, you know, like lights flashing everywhere and black and white and all that kind of stuff. And I put that up on an Instagram reel. I put it up on TikTok. I put it up on Hover, and I put it up as a YouTube short. Now the YouTube shorts, which usually do really well for me, like somewhere in the vicinity of like 800 to 1,000, you know, it's decent enough views. Got 30, I think, maybe 20 after 2 days. The TikTok, I think, is around about 100, maybe. The Hover is rubbish amount. Like I think it's like maybe I think it was 5 for 2 days. Like so, it was nothing at all. And the reel had 2,500, nearly 3,000 views. So it's like the content that you use doesn't necessarily work for everything anyway. So you should restructure what you're doing as it fits and work with it that way. Because if you just cross post all the time, obviously when you're providing content every single day, it's important to get stuff out every single day. And if you're trying to push out 2 clips a day, like a lot of people do on TikTok, I've got a mate who he's affiliated with the stream team that I'm in, but he's also doesn't stream on Twitch that much. He's primarily a TikTok streamer, and on there he will post every day at least 2 to 3 videos, and that is every day. And it is dumb stuff. Like I was on stream the other night talking about how much I hate drinking milk and how much I hate eating cheese out of a bag, because people are always like, yo, I could go some cheese out of a bag right now. And I'm like, yo, there's something wrong with your brain. And I said, well, how about you get the cheese and you make it like cereal, and you put it in a bowl, and then you get milk, and then you pour the milk on top of it, and then you eat it with a spoon. So he did it on TikTok. Like
that's fucked.
Yeah, I hate that. Like, I legitimately hate that. Like it's such a bad reaction when it happened on stream. But like that's kind of like the example. He would never do that somewhere like Hover. He would never post that same kind of clip. He'd post like Red Dead Redemption or something like that. You know, like he'd post something he's actually doing as it relates to the content that is more suited to the platform. So, yeah, I think you do have to be careful with it. I guess at the end of the day, the moral dilemma only really exists if you have a problem with the idea of people following you just for the sake of following. I like to get my followers organically. I've never gone into this F for F kind of deal or share for share kind of deal or lurk for lurk thing. I've never paid into that because, you know, people could buy it and everything these days with it. Like I've never done any of that. And I like to think that the 5,500 people we've got on the stream is purely because, you know, they at one point or another, they wanted to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one thing I thought about as well, because Hover's, you know, still relatively new out there and it's growing. And from an algorithmic point of view as well, as we were saying, you know, how different things hit differently on different platforms. I posted, many of you here from the Goa side of things, maybe even your side, I'm not sure, know of a guy by the name of Night Shepherd. He's done all my graphics for my stream, a few other bits and pieces here and there as well. There was a clip from me playing Escape from Tarkov where I convinced a guy I was friendly and then shot him in the back of the face with a shotgun. So that was cool. He took that clip, put it with a whole bunch of music that worked out really well, edited it really nicely. It was good, it was funny, it was short, it was witty, brilliant, not a problem. Chuck it up on Hover, 12 views in a week. Okay, cool. A random clip of me dying to a player scav that's not 12 seconds long. 250 views in 3 days. It's like, the actual fuck is going on here? So, like, some things you'd expect to do well don't. Other things that you'd expect to go absolutely terribly go well. And I'm leaning towards it's still new. The algorithm hasn't really bettered itself for your username, not usernames, your content, my content, their content, her content, his content. So I'm hoping there becomes not necessarily a meta of Hover, but something that makes sense. Like, I've definitely put up different styles of clips, you know, me doing stupid shit in games, and one clip of me doing something stupid goes well. Another clip of me doing something equally stupid 2 people saw it and they're both from Kentucky. It's like, well, why are these 2 people seeing it, but the rest of the world, it's a bit odd. And trying to learn it is something that's almost a day job on its own, I guess.
Oh, honestly, it is. And like I said, like with my mate Mark, he literally, it is his job in the sense that Twitch is mine. But the way that he describes it is that you just have to be putting stuff out there, even if it's rubbish. You just keep putting stuff out there. Now, I personally, my brain doesn't work like that. Like if I see a video have like 30 views in a week, I am deleting the video and I am pretending I never uploaded it, or I'm uploading it later with something different so that nobody realizes I did it. Because like that messes with my brain in a horrible way, and it's the opposite of that dopamine rush. You know what I mean? Like if you have a bad one, especially if you've worked really hard on it too, and you're like, yeah, all right, this is going to be fantastic. Everyone's going to love it. Like I did 2 clips for. One for Media Kits and one for the makeemoji.com for the animated emotes because everyone essentially got animated emotes on Twitch recently. They gave everyone the suite. And when they did that, I was like, well, nobody's going to know how to do it. And I saw a video of someone else talking about this make emoji thing. And I'm like, you know what? Let's make a video out of this ourselves. And on TikTok, that did super well. It was a really, really well received video. And it's still now getting circulation. And on the platform where I would assume that it would do well, it hasn't, and that's on Hover because it's literally there for Twitch help. I'm just
quickly going to drop this. I'm just going to quickly drop this in Twitch chat. This is when I did have a TikTok account. I've still got it. I don't use it. I've never gone past this. This video is fuck all long, and look how many views it has. 112,000 views.
Yeah.
And it's just me parking a Toyota Corolla with a trailer attached over an island at McDonald's.
Yep.
What?
Makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. Like,
why is that even remotely interesting for 112,000 people?
Yep. And look, like I've got examples of the same thing. I did one where I walked up to a water fountain from my my head view. I walked up to a water fountain that fires sort of out the front. So I walked up and then I pushed the button and it looked like I was taking a piss, but you could very clearly see what I was doing.
Oh, of course.
And that got like 1,000 views, like practically instantly. And, it's still now, it's just there, like collecting them. And I had no idea why, because it's just garbage. So yeah, at the end of the day, you can't trust that just because you're posting good content on the platform that you're going to get the response that you think you deserve or that you want from it. And that these situations, when it comes to any of these sort of social media platforms, especially the 2 that we're kind of focusing on here, you have to take it with a grain of salt because unless you are literally working with it like for a full-time job kind of deal and you're getting hundreds of thousands on everything, using this to advertise your streams is much harder with TikTok than it is with Hover, because with Hover, at the very least, outside of everything else, even if nobody really watches them, every time you're live, Twitch, there'll be an integration there that says live now. And if someone is scrolling past and sees me in a fake pink wig and they're like, they're funny, and then they click on it, then there's an extra viewer, even if it's for 10 minutes, even if it's for an hour, whatever it is. It might be my new favorite person, But so you really have to take it with a grain of salt when it comes to all of it, unless
definitely
you're in a position where you're really going nuts on it, and then obviously it's different.
I definitely found that when I was on Hover, when I was looking down people on Hover and I saw live, I would find myself going to the live channels more often because it's like, oh shit, cool, let's go, let's see what they're all about.
I honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think that the negative is as bad as people are making it out to be. And I feel like it's a little bit innocent. Sure, there are a couple of people who are in the top 5 or whatever that are probably milking it for additional followers, but they've already got 100,000 followers anyway. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's a little bit harder to do that as opposed to someone who might only have 100 followers and then they get, one from Hover. They're like, yes, the best day ever. And they actually appreciate it. Even if it is only follow for follow at the end of the day, there'll be a different level of appreciation there as well. So yeah, I think it's innocent. I think if you're trying to game any system, you're probably going to cop it. But I think it's I think it's real good. So
I think for now, while they're still young and they're still doing what they're doing, and it's still accessible to people before the big dogs come along and start taking over, go for it. Just do your best on it. It's only going to be good for you.
Yeah, no, and that's it. Like, that's my perspective too. Like, I'm sitting in the top 500 now. I'm sure that the second the big boys come in and start to play with it, that I will be out of it. But for now, it's a pretty all right feeling to be in the top 500 people on the platform. So
absolutely, and good on you too. Well done.
Yeah, no, thank you.
It's 500 people out of however many hundreds of thousands that are on there. That's
there's it's starting to be a pretty big user base. So, and it is good for smaller streamers, and it is good for medium range streamers, and it will probably be great for big streamers as well when the time comes. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of my take on it. I know that it almost sounded as if I was going to come on here and swing at the fences and be all like, well, that's just rubbish, and it's all about taking followers and not getting anything out of it. But yeah, I think it's innocent. I think it's way more innocent than people make it out to be. So
yeah.
One thing I did want to speak to you about in particular is moving from Twitch and going across to Facebook. Now, for me, I had the opportunity to do that a little while ago, and I didn't take it because I was scared of losing everyone, because I put it to my mod team. I've got a relatively large mod team, and I was just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And a bunch of them were like, well, I can't be there because I don't want to have my real name showing in a chat. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can make aliases for it, and you can change it now with like pages and things like that. But a lot of people don't want to go through that effort to go and be a part of a community again. And maybe that says something for my pull as a person and the interest that people have with me. But it felt like if I transitioned over, I would have lost everybody. And I would have legitimately felt like starting from scratch. Now, you have been on Twitch for 4 years, right? That's what you said before.
4 years properly before that. I mean, my Twitch account must be probably close to when it was just in TV. So it's old, but when I really started going for about 4 years.
Yeah. Okay. So so obviously over that time you've accumulated like a decent community of people, and you've had a lot of experiences there. How did you find it when you went over? Did you find that people came across with you, or have you started relatively fresh? Or I'd love to hear the perspective on that.
Okay, so I'll address the pages thing first, and people not wanting to use their real name. I get that. I 100% get that. Being online, especially in an area that is, social, whether it's Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, Hover, it doesn't matter. People can hide behind a username, absolutely. And there are some toxic people out there in the community, let's be real, that use that to their advantage, and we call them keyboard commandos, or another C word. I know keyboard starts with K, but all right. So when people were coming across to my page, I didn't know a lot about the whole Facebook streaming side of things, and I'm still learning the back end stuff as to what Twitch is versus YouTube's back end. But every application's got its back end. Now, a lot of people have found, on Facebook, that setting up a gamer page is actually really quite easy if you're already a Facebook user. And to interact with a channel, once you've created that page, you don't have to put any effort into the page. It's like a Twitch account. If you're not there to stream and just to view, you can sign up the Twitch account with your username, and boom, off you go. See you later. Have fun. Go harass whoever you want to harass, or don't. Please don't. Please.
Do not recommend harassment.
Yeah, do not recommend. Do not recommend. We're Streamaholics, not janitors. Please don't make us clean up your mess. Put it this way. A lot of people from my channel who I can see in the chat right now are going to understand this when I say this. But if Death Taxi can organize creating a Facebook page to hide behind his name, then anyone can do it.
Yeah.
I love you, Death Taxi, but come on, bro. So, yeah. A lot of people who say, it's I don't want to go because my name will be public. Yeah, it can be. But if you can create a Facebook page, you can create a gamer page, and you can just click the little drop down in the bottom right corner and start interacting as that page. It's easy. Now, the things about the things and the actual move and all that. So I'm not gonna sit here and say I made the grind and got to partner on my own. No. people who've been in my Twitch channel for a while know that I've always said, partner's not the end goal. I don't want to ever drive or push myself to be a partner, especially not a Twitch partner or any partner in any way. If it happens, it happens. It was never my end goal. And I've seen what people have done. I've seen people that have gone through that drive, and those that have made it, bang on, good work, solid effort, you've done well. Those that have put all that effort in, haven't made it, and just gone, fuck this, I'm out. They burn themselves out. And I work in IT. I've experienced, a work-based burnout before. I've been on the toxic side of anything to do with IT and systems, and I've been on the happy side of things to do. And I know for a fact the fucking grass is much greener on the other side. I can tell you that much. So always try and make the computer work for you, kids. So I didn't make it to partner on my own. I went through a company called GoToGame. That we got in contact with each other. Jack Hutto, he's been around for a while around the traps. He was a partner on Twitch for a while, and he works for a company called GoToGame, who are one of Asia Pac's I forget the name, CSPs. Anyway, whatever. So GoToGame and one other company are the only companies in the Asia Pacific region that can bring on what's called a managed partner. So that's what I am. A percentage of my earnings goes to whoever, but for the rest of it, I pocket. I'm not going to say the numbers, but it is better than Twitch. So there is an incentive for me to do that there. Again, money's not the main reason for why I'm doing it. There is no main reason for why I'm doing this. I sit down, I play games. If I can make a bit of coin playing those games and meeting new people, then fuck it. Let's go. Let's do it. And shit, if I'm partnered with Facebook and I get all the tool sets and everything that Facebook can give me to help grow myself for a little bit of extra effort, then absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. So that was basically the main reason why I went, was because, the option arose. My channel isn't nearly as big as some others. It's definitely not as big as yours. You've put a lot of effort into yours, and absolutely, I commend that. I don't know how you do it. I do a lot of stuff. I mean, I've got an entire server rack behind me that I have to run and have customers on. So a lot of my effort goes into that. But for Streamwise, I think moving to Facebook recently is where I've put the most amount of work into my actual stream graphics and overlays and everything. And a lot of that I have actually taken from you as an idea of what you've done. For those of you who've been around the channel while we're offline and seen the offline channel trailer, I put that together, and as I was trying to find clips of yourself, where I ended up using you just staring intently at the camera, I had to go through a bunch of your clips, and I was actually really impressed with the level of graphics you put in. And I thought, well, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly. I'm going to put the effort into just making it a little more of a visual experience. So I got a bunch of people around, and we ended up doing a bit more work for the Facebook side of things. So it's good. However, now the growth side of things, which was the initial question, but I felt I kind of had to just fill in a few gaps first. The growth kind of things. Yes, absolutely. I've taken a hit. There's no two ways about it. I have dropped. My viewership numbers are still similar because I still have the same amount of supportive group coming by. 87% of which, that number's just been pulled straight out of my ass, by the way, are in chat right now. I failed level 1 maths twice, and I'm an engineer. Just don't trust anything I've built. So it's at the end of the day, as I said, it was never a goal. Money was never the main object. I never wanted to make this a big long-term thing. Moving over, getting settled down, setting everything up, scheduling all kinds of shit, which might have had Facebook does a fucking much better job than Twitch's side. I'll get to the back end stuff in a second, which is just leaps and bounds ahead, but also fucking leaps and bounds behind. My God, some things. So, moving across, the regular viewership has dropped. I haven't been there long enough to tell you, obviously a month-to-month comparison side by side, but there have been a few days where I was back to when I first started on Twitch, where I'm wondering, am I going to get a viewer today?
Okay.
Is there going to be, and then, a couple of hours later, having 1 or 2 viewers, it started to pick up again. Not that I'm saying I didn't appreciate those 1 or 2 viewers, Ms. Taxi and Death Taxi, I know you were there. But it kind of got to the point where I was in there for about an hour and a half. I'm like, did Facebook send my alert or anything? Like, have people's phones gone off? Like, hello?
Yeah.
And then sure enough, after about an hour and a half, it picked up to the regular viewer numbers, which was great. But there's just a few things there that are a bit iffy. But yeah, absolutely. I can see I can absolutely appreciate the concern for loss. And if I had to put it in a full final number, if I was to take the last 4 years of my Twitch career and overlay it now as to where I am in that timeline, probably, realistically, 18 months in.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm where I am if I just started on Twitch and 18 months in, first week out of Facebook. However,
but how would you find that graph, though, as opposed to this like steady climb on Twitch? Are you now looking at the second line coming up like this small, so that you'll be eventually and probably sooner rather than later hitting a higher number rather than continuing to go up that gradual slope?
I hit over 100 followers in 1 week.
Yeah.
It took me, and as people who are on Twitch know, the minimum for affiliate is 50 followers on top of the other time-based scales you need. But for me to hit over 100 followers in a week, and that's not, entirely down to just organic growth. That is also the number of people that have moved across.
Yeah.
But a good chunk of them are people from the Philippines, Thailand, like literally everywhere. It's not specific to Asia Pacific at all. Like, whereas Twitch, I feel you don't get presented to a lot of overseas people more than you do Asia Pacific. I've definitely found that a lot more, that people will tend to flock in from all around the world on Facebook, where I'm 99% sure Twitch's algorithm will try and geolocate you to a relatively Asia Pacific. Maybe if it's busy over the ditch in the States, you'll start to see a few more people there. But yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of new faces from a global standpoint, and the line is very much that compared to maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Could also be because I'm more confident with what I'm doing now and understand what I'm doing a lot better. But at the same time, it's exciting. Shit, yeah, it's exciting. It's oh, there you go, Lugie Bangs. As a Facebook stan, I respect the move. Well, thank you, sir. For a while there, I've actually been considering cancelling my Facebook account because I never used it, and I was never interested in, like, I guess, as bad as this is going to sound, I was never really interested in what other people were really up to that much to sit there day in, day out on Facebook, scrolling up and down. Oh, here's my new cat, Nibbles, or my dog's gone missing. Fuck, we get a lot of animal-based things in my environment.
But yeah, no, the Facebook thing is something that I've seen consistently as well. Like, the people who, it kind of split into 3 groups. There was the group of people who were like, oh yeah, so I don't want to have, I don't want to go because I don't want to use my real name in the chat. And then the other group is the group that are like, oh no, I don't have a Facebook. I just use Messenger because Facebook is stupid and it's really dumb and no one likes Facebook, and why would you ever have Facebook, you stupid person. And then the third set, they're like, yeah, okay, cool, we'll come and have a look, because like there really isn't any other division that I've seen so far. That's how people react every single time. When I went through a rigorous process before I decided to stick with Twitch for the interim or for the time being, because I had spoken to my community, I'd spoken to my mod teams, and that was consistent across the board. They either didn't have an account, they either didn't want an account, or they were okay. And it's really interesting to hear that that's sort of the same experience for most people.
Definitely had people that didn't have them. I've had people sign up again specific just to follow. Like, they've closed their accounts and they've come back and gone, all right, I'm just going to create a gamer page and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's
honestly,
possible.
like, it's how boring is Facebook though in general. I don't need to see your cat. I don't need to see it. I don't need to scroll.
Should I put that in my mouth and pull the trigger? Because my God, it's boring.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I can't deal with it at all. And I will scroll because my mum will post on there or whatever, but that'll kind of be it. So yeah, you know, no one wants to see kids. Like, you know, I'm sure they're beautiful, but no one wants to see that in their timeline every day. Like, that's not the thing. So it's kind of died off, you know.
There's a Family Guy episode from about 10 years ago where it very much hit social media on the nail with the guy in the mall, basically with a wallet with a picture of his kids in it. And I'll try and find the clip and chuck it in chat for others to see, but it's just bang on. Just, here are my kids, smack, 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 slamming the guy in the face until his bleeding nose, broken face. Like, look, you like my kids, you like my kids, look at my kids, look at my kids. It's like, my God, dude. That's basically what Facebook was for a while. They're like, here's my child, look. Like, please don't put your child's face on the internet. You know, there's a very good chance that face is going to get taken and used as a fucking baby advert for, I don't know, is the kid cute? Could be condoms.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like for me, like I'm a dad, and any time that we take any kind of photos with the girls, it's always the school. If they're wearing a school uniform, the school logo is blocked. It only shows a percentage of their face. It doesn't show the whole thing, unless they're a very specific event, and then we will. But yeah, we limit that completely because it's just the world is much scarier. With the accessibility of it all. So
it is. I mean, like even when I posted a couple of photos recently on Instagram, because I've had weight loss surgery. I'm not going to go into it because I've told many people many times. I'm sure they want me to shut the fuck up now, but all good. But I had weight loss surgery, and I had photos taken with my, at the time he would have been 10 months old, 11 months old, sitting on my lap, and I had my phone, and we're watching the CS:GO professionals, and you know, on my phone, we're watching it on Twitch. It's like, look, murder. Great uncle, by the way, absolutely brilliant. And then after the surgery, 2 years later, it would have been a year later now. Same child sitting on my lap, but it was post surgery. Now, when I took the photos, you know, I didn't even think twice about not blurring the kid's face. They're not my child. I'm pretty sure the father of the child, who actually works in cybersecurity, would have absolutely fucking railed me if I did. But I didn't even ask. I just did it anyway because I was like, you know what, I'm just going to block the kid's face. You know, we may not be blood brothers, but you're Argentinian and you speak a language I don't understand, and I'm pretty sure you're good with a knife because you have butchers and barbecues over there all the time, and I don't want to get stabbed. So yeah, I did the solid and just immediately blocked the children's face. Like it's not my child. I'm not going to fuck around with it. Block the face. Move on.
No.
Yeah. So with Facebook able to identify with facial stuff, it's just no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Streaming, brilliant. Facial stuff, get the fuck out.
Yeah, and like honestly, that I can understand people not wanting to get around Facebook to watch streams as well, and that is kind of the biggest part of the hesitation. And going back to that conversation as well, like it's there's certainly a point where you get it, you know, where it makes sense as to why people would have. We're going something going wrong.
I think we're down.
We still look like we're having a few issues as far as it seems to be jumping around a lot, but I don't know if your OBS is having.
I know we've got audio. Audio's back. Cool.
Okay. My screen, there's nothing wrong with it, but I look like an alien on the recording. I don't know why. Okay. It should be good in a second. Okay, cool.
There we go. Yeah, we got you now, stream.
So everyone can see? Yeah, no, you're all good. You're all good.
This is what streaming's all about, kids. It goes well, and then for no reason, it'll just shit itself. It was good when you finished one night. You come in the next morning to go again.
Yep.
Gone.
Oh, yeah, all the time. I have a amazing thing where I listen to music on stream now at the moment, and I will frequently put this screen up, and then that screen just won't appear. There's no reason for it. It just won't appear. And I have to close OBS 3 or 4 times to make it appear, and then I'll go back here, and then this one won't be here. Very, very constant. But unfortunately, that is the nature of the beast. OBS is still the best way to go, but it can certainly have problems. So we do apologize for that, and hopefully you all are still all good. I guess the point that I was making is that with Facebook we do have problems with privacy and security, and I can understand why people might be a little bit hesitant to come in and do it. So my query about your growth and everything wasn't negative or anything like that. No. It was just more so like a good discussion point, because I know that a lot of people want to transition over either to Facebook gaming or to YouTube right now. I know that for someone like me whose income literally relies on streaming, it is what pays the bills. That if I tried to move across, I would need to be on a contract because I would lose so much in that first month. It might be bad. And now your lights are gone.
Alexa, turn on the stream lights. Well, that's awkward.
Nope. That's
I've got a button on my Stream Deck for that. See, I knew there's a reason I put this thing together.
Your finger's not doing nothing. Oh, here you go.
Nailed it. Look at that, eh?
Excellent. Excellent.
But yeah, no, automation, kids. So honestly, the whole that'll be the difference between you and I when it comes to this. You do yours as the main source of income, whereas I'm in the other side of the boat. Again, with the boat references, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's great.
It is. Like, I knew I was going to take a hit. Like, it was definitely a conscious decision. I knew, making the transition, that it was like, bugger it, it's going to happen. I'm not the main breadwinner. I'm definitely still looking for work this year. So yeah, absolutely, your hesitation is very much warranted. Whereas mine was definitely a case of, well, bugger it, see what happens.
I mean, and we've been extremely lucky. Like, I know, I put a lot of work into it as well, but we've been extremely lucky to get where we are. Like, for a year and a half into streaming, like, it's not the norm. And I find that's always a problem whenever I discuss with people who are just getting into streaming. They're always like, well, how come Shippy does this? How come it's not that for me? And those conversations, they're hard conversations because I just want everyone to do well. And I don't like to see when it goes that way because it's like everyone in streaming, we all run our own race. We all run it at our own pace. And what might be like amazing for one person, it might be damn near I'm going to delete my OBS for someone like me, like a night on stream. And it's not to say that not to say that either one of our goals is any less or any more than the other. Like, at all. It just means that we have our own set of like, this is what I want this to do. This is where I want to be on this day. And, we both have those goals. So like, I don't compare myself to others as well, because there are a few people who I really, really, really look up to, but at the same time, I'm like, I just don't see how you're better than me at all. But you have so many more things and it's frustrating. But if I let that get to me, I would just straight up quit. You can't do that.
Like, I mean, for example, recently, I had Logitech for the first time send me out a bunch of gear, a new camera, this camera that we're on now, this headset I'm wearing.
Due to the old tech issues here, guys, very, very sorry. And hey, I have to say it because everyone who is from my stream here is usually my fault. Is not my fault today. I didn't do this today. It's not my internet. It's not the fact that I need a dual PC. It's none of that today. So hooray. I'm not breaking it.
And I can safely say as well, thank fuck it's not me either.
Because honestly, it almost always is when it comes to this stuff for me. Like, I am the one that, because I have too much stuff. There's there's so many things that happen on my stream at any given time, and all of a sudden I'll just be sitting, and then there's a man there, and then all of a sudden it will just explode, and I'll be sitting there afterwards like, oh well, cool, and I'll leave with like 100 people, and I'll come back and there'll be like 30 people, and I'm like, okay, guess I broke it. But we go through that like at least probably once to twice a month at the moment. And that's purely because I don't have a dual PC set up. If I did, I reckon it would be fine.
I run a dual PC setup, and my God, the problems that you just shift the problems elsewhere. I promise you do.
Yeah,
audio is going to be the biggest one.
Cutting in here, Stream can hear me at the moment, guys. I apologize. This is Straight Jacket Jim, and dual streaming PCs definitely do not help.
Yeah, it just makes the problem more widespread. Makes it look good, but fuck me.
I look at my my task manager, like at the moment, for example, and even though I've got decent specs, like they are not terrible at all. If I look at my task manager right now, OBS Studio is accounting for 34% of my CPU and 1.128 megabits of memory exclusively. Now, if I could that off to another computer, that'd be great.
Yep.
You know, that would make my CPU is currently running at 100%, and I'm not even streaming this. So,
that's a
not
bit
cool.
That's wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's because of all the ancillary stuff that I have running on the stream at any given time. My OBS currently has 13 browser sources open, and I'm not doing anything. No, sorry. 40. Sorry, 40 sources open, and I'm doing nothing.
Wow.
Like the little car that just came across the screen, like that
He's
did
not coming
nothing
back.
different. But
He's not coming
that's
back.
the
He's
thing
dead.
is that that'll happen, and I'll be perfectly fine. The stream will be running great. Someone will redeem something, and all of a sudden the whole stream will just like and we're gone.
I had that once with someone donating a shitload of bits. I'm pretty sure it even went through and broke Streamlabs because none of my alerts were working on anything. It was like it's for people who see big streamers who just seem to get it right and everything goes well. Let us show you just how much shit goes wrong.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
They have teams of people. They've got people on speed dial to fix things.
Mm-hmm.
It's just us.
Mm-hmm.
If it breaks, it's on us to fix. If it breaks, that's a day done. It's not hard, but it's not easy. It has its days where you're like, you worked yesterday. Why are you not working today? And it's not even something you've like a setting like for audio, for example. I had issues with sound. A checkbox. I had one checkbox that was on. It was checked. It was always on. Uncheck it. Sound starts working again. Why the fuck?
Yeah.
What the shit? Who the why now?
Yeah,
so,
it doesn't make any sense. So
no, it doesn't.
And that is consistent, I would say, across the board as far as it goes. Because like I said, for me, I run a fairly high-end stream as far as the quality of the stream goes. I'm not even here right now. Like, this is not my background. Like, none of this is real. It's all behind a green screen. I can be Jacksepticeye if you want. Like all of this is virtual. There's a green screen thing set up. It's all chroma keyed. And then on top of that, I have got just so many other small integrations. I was talking to you guys before the stream about how I was just getting rid of StreamerBot because I was running StreamerBot. At one point on here, I was running OBS, Touch Portal for all the funny haha, StreamerBot for some more of the funny haha, and then the Streamlabs chatbot for my super VIPs. So when you become a super VIP on my channel, you get a sound command. You can come into my stream, you play a thing, it does a thing. It's funny, but it can definitely go in the bin because like it took up so much extra stuff, and I've all migrated that into one thing now. But essentially up until that point. And then on top of that, I run Snapcam to make the that didn't work. But to
Case
make
in point, kids. It can
exactly
break.
Right. To make all the transformations happen and do all of the different character stuff on stream. And like the amount of extra work that goes into all that is immense. But it's also a big benefit to the stream, who's watching, and everything as well. So. I kind of have to run on 100% CPU just for the sake of making sure that everyone has a good time. But that being said, a stream shouldn't always be about gimmicks either, and it's not, but you have to walk. There's a fine line to walk there too. So
I hope a lot of people come to the stream for the person rather than, especially at this level. I'm not Shroud. I play FPS games, absolutely. I consider myself a primarily FPS player, always have been. I play other games, racing games, all good, drifting games, Hearthstone, shit, you name it. I've probably got it with 1,200 Steam games. It's probably there.
Yeah.
But I don't consider myself a legend. I had some nutty shots, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect people to come to me for the quality of gameplay. I would expect people to come here for the shit talking, the support, the banter, just generally, a place to hang out. Like, chuck me up on another monitor while you're at work and send a message every now and then. I don't care. I don't care why you're here. I would just hope that you're here to have a good time.
Yeah.
And, for me to put together, dual PC stream, with one here and one here, it's it has opened a lot of opportunities for performance, and to be able to do things like that. Like nowhere near to your level. Like on one machine, doing what you're doing, that is brave, sir. I give you, I give you the Purple Heart for bravery. That is, that is something else.
Or very stupid. Like it's definitely one of the two. Like,
hey, if it works, it ain't stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree with
Yo,
that.
can I get your number?
Right. I fixed it. But yeah, no, but like, yeah, to go from some like to do all the stuff that we're doing is not easy, but at the same time, it's good. And to just really go quickly back onto what you were saying, that's one of the reasons why I don't play one game. That's one of the reasons why I don't strictly FPS and why I do a lot of just chatting, because I would rather the stream be about the streamer and the community than be about what game I play. Because imagine I play COD and now everyone in the world is like, well, COD, because COD's really stupid, and then I lose the audience because they don't like it anymore. So I always wanted to make it about being here and being around doing what I'm doing, and that's why I did so much just chatting, because to me that makes the most sense. But
yeah, absolutely.
I can definitely see the appeal in playing those FPS games and getting around like an audience who is dedicated, you know what I mean? Like to go to an audience who they only want to see gameplay, and you don't always have to be on. You can do the what we call on my streams the low energy streamer thing, where you can just kind of sit there and oh yeah, man, no thanks. Like to the fact that you can do that, like there's a big appeal in that to me.
Yeah.
But I just can't do it. Even on podcasting, I'm seeing messages come through on the chat, and I'm like, I want to read the chat. I want to talk to them, but I can't because it'll disrupt the flow of the podcast. I've actually physically had to hide my chat when I'm doing like my talking ship podcast because I can't do it. I can't do it.
No, I've had people come to me as well going, how are you able to play games like that and still talk and still do this and still do that? And I just tell them, opiates. Lots and lots of opiates.
Lots and lots.
Kidding. Quantum Energy.shop. Code Rephl3x for 45% off at checkout.
It's still 45% off?
Still 45% off until the beginning of April. What up?
That is actually ridiculous.
That was probably the best thing I'm going to do all week was that segue right there. And thank fuck it's Friday because I am running out of things to say.
But no, yeah, honestly, I get it. And
it takes time.
Sense.
It's a passion. It's as I said earlier, I play the games anyway. So if I'm going to play the game and stream, I'll play the game and stream. I very rarely do just chatting as a come and hang out. We're just going to sit here and shit talk for 4 hours. There's usually something happening.
Yeah.
And if it's not gaming,
whole stream
exactly. Yeah, I mean, if it's not gaming and I'm doing something, it's probably something on the stack behind me. If it's if I can teach people as well and upskill people with technology and stuff, then fuck it, I'll do it. If it's something I can teach and people want to learn, let's do it. Let's go for it.
So when it comes to ancillary stuff, I know we're kind of broaching away from just talking to you in general, but when it comes to ancillary stuff that you do for stream, like, do you involve yourself much in like the sponsorship process, like the reaching out to people and companies process? Do you involve yourself a lot in like building community, or do you primarily log in and do the thing? Because that's another interesting question I have.
So that's actually a good question, and I have found myself as more of late actually looking more into building it. As I said earlier, my goal was never to make partner. It was never to grind to partner. It was never to be a big, personality. After hitting affiliate, which to be honest, I didn't even realize I had hit affiliate until I got the email. I didn't even realize what that was all that long ago. I just got an email going, "Welcome to affiliate." I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Okay, cool. And then, it was an affiliate for a while on Twitch, still am. And then when I started to actually look into it at the beginning of this year, you've also got to appreciate after, being the weight that I was, I didn't have a lot of energy to do a lot of things. And I'd been like that for a very long time.
Yeah.
I would stream and play games as an escape from my real life, like, depression, all that kind of shit. It's tough, especially when all you want to do is get up, go into your own world, do your own thing, the last thing you really want to do is try and grow it into something and offer, an opportunity for people to hang out and do things. But I did find over the last year, especially as the weight was coming off, I found my mood would start getting, more and more fucking colorful would be the word. I started finding myself wearing, much brighter clothes and actually doing things that involve a lot more color and having a much better outlook on life. And after that, about 6 months ago, I really started to focus on the community in a sense of, you know what? These guys have been here with me, like, through literally the darkest times of my life. And I'm not being melodramatic. Like, in the last couple of years, shit, it's not been good. And I've had a number of friends in my community that, I'm proud to call friends. So for them to be there with me through, literally the thick and thin, I felt it was kind of not necessarily a duty, but something I should really do, is to create something that makes them want to come back and give them a sense of belonging in a community that is like, I guess, in short, yes, I do. I am now starting to build it. In long, no, not until recently. I am starting to reach out now, and Hover has been helping with that as well, just harking back to that. Using that as a sense of finding, my in with people. Oh, hey, I like that clip you had yesterday. Tell me about what was going through your mind when you blew that poor kid's head off.
Yeah.
And when you did it in game too. What? What are you talking about? Nothing. So it's definitely, definitely something I've been focusing on more and more. And now as a partner as well with Facebook, I've definitely started actually producing more content while I'm offline.
Yeah.
Like, say, weekend recaps of the previous week, which I've just run now, fb.gg/reflex_nz, because someone else took reflex, you bastard. I've started to put more and more effort into what I'm doing around the community and around growth and reaching out to people, both partnerships, with, say, Quantum, Goa Decal.co.nz, who does all my stickers, my vinyl stickers, this shirt with my logo on the side and the Tarkov beer logo on the chest. He did all that for me.
Yeah.
Just absolutely, like, you can grow as much as you want to grow, but I'll be very surprised if you were able to get to where, you are now and can safely say, hand on heart, you did it on your own without any help.
Yeah. Yeah, no, of course. Yeah.
You need help.
Over. Yeah.
Yeah, in any way, shape, and form, help is what makes this, I won't say easier.
No.
It can make it easier, but it's definitely something you're going to need to help grow and help see yourself become what you want to be. And yeah, as I said, as of late, I've definitely started to, reach into that side of me, and it's been weird. It's not something I would have seen myself doing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, it's brilliant. I would reach out to more if I could. I mean, shit, I drink enough Monster. You could probably call me Kyle, and there's a reason there's a hole in that wall.
I find that interesting because it's like, as a partner now, there must almost be like an inert responsibility to actually reach out and start to do that, because partner doesn't mean you're just doing the same thing anymore. Like, there's all of a sudden there's a bit more of an obligation to do more and to grow, so that you can provide the benefit that they're giving you back as well. Like, we really, really briefly touched on partner because Straight actually asked what's the point of being a partner, because he didn't understand. He's like, you get some more emote slots and that's kind of it. But there's so much more to it, and
there is.
There is a massive responsibility that comes along with it, because you need to be able to represent not only yourself but the community and also the partner program, which in turn represents the brand that you're streaming with anyway. But you don't want to be a partner who doesn't do any of that stuff, because that's not good for you either. As far as being a partner goes on Twitch, at least I can give insight there. You get access to things like making stream teams. You also get visibility, not necessarily on the front page or anything like that, but you get visibility. You are seen. Like, for me, if I was to go to any number of the sponsors that I currently work with a purple tick first, I wouldn't have had to fight to get there. like anywhere near as much, because when you are a partner, people take notice of you. People speak to you more. You're more inclined. If I gave my opinion, I gave some really, really good advice on how to do this stuff, but because I don't have that tick, they're like, well, how come you can tell me? You're not even a partner. Like, I can tell you how to make your streams amazing. I can tell you how to do a bunch of stuff that some partners don't even know how to do. But because I don't have the tick, it's not as important. So there is definitely a big benefit.
What's sad about that as well is so many people get caught up on the fact that, to be big, I need to be partner. I need that tick. I need to do this. I need to do that. I mean, no, you don't. There are plenty. I mean, look at yourself, for example. You've got a huge following, and you know, I know you. I've seen your posts about hoping to make partner this year, and I do wish you all the best, because I know it is a grind, and to see the grind pay off, absolutely. But I also know people who are just sitting there expecting it to be handed out to them. Yeah, going, but she's an attractive woman with 200 viewers at any one time. It's like, yes, but there's a reason they're there. And
there's definitely a call for it.
There's definitely that side. But like, for people that are actually putting the effort into it and really seeing it pay off, like, the reasoning for partnership is, you're right, you get treated in a whole different light, not just from other people within the community, but also the brand, the company themselves. Like, Twitch partnership versus Facebook partnership, there are some things, I'll touch on it briefly. There are some things that, one of my servers just rebooted.
Cool.
Sure, that's safe. I rebooted them earlier today. It does it once every 2 hours, and then it'll stop for like 6 weeks. Yep, there they go again. Oh,
I thought it was a cat.
I kind of hope it's a cat, because I don't want to have to fix something at 1:12 in the morning.
Yeah.
So some of the things, and I mentioned this before we went live, some of the things that Facebook does that Twitch doesn't, and some of the things that Twitch does that Facebook doesn't.
Yeah.
And this whole partnership and affiliate thing comes into it. So some of the things on Twitch you can get as affiliate is subscriptions. And with that subscription, X amount goes to Twitch, X amount goes to you. Bits with Twitch, 1 US cent is a bit. Facebook, it's stars. 1 US cent is 1 star, and so on.
Yeah.
There are that. And whatever the emoji and graphics you get now on Facebook, like animated and all that stuff. That's something. Sorry, not Facebook, on Twitch. That's something that they're now expanding. I mean, I remember when that first came out, it was, you get 3. That is all.
Yeah.
Now they're increasing how many you get. You had to be a partner to get more stickers, and it's like, well, why the hell am I fighting for partnership just to get 3 more little bits?
Yeah.
They're now making it more and more open for partners, and more of a reason to become a partner with much more beneficial things, as well as support.
Yeah.
Now, looking at what Twitch offers you versus what Facebook offers you, some of the things are very, very kind of like, really? Okay. So the first one that got me with the difference between Twitch and Facebook is 1080p, 60 frames per second live streaming. On Facebook, you have to be a minimum affiliate or level up creator. You can't just do that as a no one. You can't just create a stream and go, I want 1080 60. Like, you have to be a level up creator. Now, that would also tie into Twitch's, if you're an affiliate versus partner versus a nobody, whether you get a transcode slot.
Yeah.
Which means you can go up to that, and then they use their server compute to convert it on the fly, so you can watch at a lower bit rate. You will get, no matter what, the equivalent of a transcode slot with Facebook from an affiliate onwards.
Yeah.
Similar with stars, you have to be an affiliate, stars, bits affiliate. Subs or supporter on Facebook, limited to those who meet criteria. So that's like their affiliate role, and absolutely yes as a partner. However, gifting subs, you cannot receive a gifted sub. You can't gift subs to a non-partnered channel on Facebook.
Yeah, wow.
Which is kind of a bit of a okay. But then I found out, why that may be the thing. Is because by default, Facebook take nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money-wise, they take nothing. They don't earn anything off subs.
Yeah.
So there's no incentive. Huge. Yeah, it's massive. Like, there's no incentive for people to go, but I don't want to sub because I don't believe in Zuckerberg getting $4 of my dollars. It's like, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
And I get all of it. So I will be the new Zuck. Give. It can do that. And then there's, basic adverts and all that crap, things like rating. You can rate at any level on Twitch. Can't do it if you're not a minimum affiliate.
Yeah, wow.
What else? Gaming support, any issue, partner only. Gaming support related to the gaming page, affiliate partner. Creator group support, affiliate partner. Early access to features, partner only. Community gifting, partner only. Chatbot, right? Chatbot,
Wow.
partner only.
Yep.
Coming soon to affiliates, supposedly, but for now, you can only get a chatbot as a partner. And obviously the partner badge, you can get that as a partner only.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah, so there's a few things there that I was kind of like, that's a bit of a strange move, but all right, okay, all good. And another thing as well that was kind of a bit of I'm going to make some workarounds until this happens. I had a button, which was probably the most abused button on my Stream Deck when I was with Twitch, which is the Insta Clip. Takes a clip, stores the clip, and then posts a link to the clip on Twitch so people can go, oh shit, let's watch it back instead of having to go file, search, clip, which one is it? Like, that's really handy. Went to go and set that up with Facebook Gaming. There is no support for Stream Deck.
Yeah, wow.
There is no Stream Deck plugin for Facebook Gaming. I don't know if it's yet. I haven't asked. But there's a lot of things there that just you're kind of sitting there going, really? Like,
doesn't really match up. Yeah,
this is really weird.
Interesting. Yeah.
And also, there's a bug as well where if you type !clip in chat, that's the only way to take a clip right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes the clip saves. It'll tell you the clip save. Oof. Sometimes you'll go to it and go, "Where's my clip?"
Yeah,
it's not there. It hasn't actually saved, which is really annoying because I've made a couple of mad plays and I've gone, "Oh yeah, cool, clip that." Gone back to at the end of the night, going, "What the fuck?"
Not there. Yeah, wow. So overall, would you say that your experience is good?
Like, overall, absolutely. The gripes are definitely minimal. I don't know how much people here have had experience with running any kind of Facebook page, whether it's personal, a business page, or any way, shape, or form. It can get clunky, because of also the move to Meta as well.
Yeah.
Some portals are branded Meta, some are still Facebook, some have dark mode turned on by default, some don't. It's very much a case of I've got this laptop from 2004. I've got an iPhone from there. I got a really old school monitor. I've got some curtains that are old too. Fuck it, we'll make it work. And kind of like, hey, who's around? What can we get to make things happen? So some systems are clearly older than newer systems. Bits and pieces don't quite line up. But from what I understand, they are bringing them into one container, which would be brilliant because it's a bit shit from time to time. But one of the main things I do like about it is you can schedule a stream. Yeah. And you can go to OBS, you can click start, and it will start streaming. And then you can prep yourself, get everything ready, all good. And then when that schedule hits, you get notifications on your phone going, hey, reminder, you got to stream soon. And then once that schedule hits, boom, it just flicks over and you're good to go. So there's plenty of things in there that are quality of life that others don't do. And there's also plenty of things there that others do. So overall, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm still very happy with the support I'm getting there. Still happy with how it's going. But definitely some things I would change. Absolutely.
Very, very cool. This has been a very enlightening talk, honestly. Like it's answered a lot of my questions as it relates to Facebook gaming in general and the differences between the two. And we got through a lot of stuff. I don't really think we quite have time to cover old mate sucking off the ASMR microphone this week, but we will get to that next week because that is just broken. That story has, it's certainly a thing. But I think we will probably wrap it there just because I know it's very late for you. And I want to say thank you for coming through. And we got to do the thing we usually do here when we have people who haven't been on before. Where can these people find you on the internet doing what you do?
That is actually a very good question. Now, you see, one of the things I do, right, is being a systems engineer, is I have the ability to create tools. And with tools, I'm going to chuck it in chat. You can find everything there, links.rephl3x.com. That points to all
Nice.
of my regular socials, emails, Instagram, you name it, it's all there. However, if for whatever reason you didn't get that, I am at fb.gg/Rephl3x_NZ, Rephl3x_NZ, again, because someone else took just the regular one.
Yep.
Might have been me. I might have been drunk when I did that 4 years ago, thinking that's always a good idea. Yeah, that
And then it was not.
Yeah, but yeah, ultimately, in short, I send everyone to links.rephl3x.com because that is where the primary point of where you can find me is.
Yep. Excellent, excellent. And for me, obviously, you guys know me by now. Warship, you can find me everywhere on the internet with this link here because I don't have my own gimmick. I use Linktree, which also has all of that stuff too. So
if you want to hook up, I can get you your own with your own domain and make it look good.
I actually need to speak to you about that later on. So I'm a flag our conversation for later. But essentially, you can find me there anywhere where is the Warship except for Twitter because they won't give me the thing and it is still _Warship. But outside of that, you can find me everywhere at the Warship. We are going to wrap up for the night here. I want to say thank you once more for coming through and hanging out with us today. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, I've been the Warship. This has been Rephl3x. And we're Streamaholics. You're Streamaholics. Everyone's a Streamaholic. Streamaholics everywhere. That's not what we usually say to end the show. So I'm just going to say thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Wow, I hope you enjoyed that show. And if you want to make sure that you stay up to date with everything that Game On Aus has to offer here on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe button. That's the best way